Hey guys, welcome to episode 12. And as requested by this comment, here are the stats at the start of the video. Just an FYI, these were actually taken at the end of the recording, if you like. But going forward, it'll be at the start of the episode, or before I start recording for the episode. And lastly, before we jump into this week's episode, big thank you to all of you crazy fuckers. 61 followers. Absolutely fucking mind-blowing. You guys seem to like the reaction last week, so I went ahead and I've done a live reaction the following day for you guys. And that's the most comments we've got. $53! What the fuck? Oh my god! That's fucking awesome! Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe that. That is so fucking cool. Oh my god. So as you could hear, I was rather excited. Once again, massive fucking thank you to all of you guys. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the episode. So kicking things off with 60 strength, which I missed. And it also got us 67 combat. So we're slowly getting there. Reckon we'll get 70 in the next episode. Last episode, or the episode before, I said we'd want 60 attack, 75 strength to get 70 combat. But I think 60, 65 is going to be enough to get that. I might be wrong, but I just don't think we're going to need the levels I suggested. So I finished Hobgoblins, gonna grab another assignment. So far the tasks have been pretty nice, besides the odd 1 or 2 tasks, and that's one of them. I think I want to just cancel this. They're horrible. So yeah, I did cancel it, and we got Hobgoblins again. So I'm back at Barrows. It's going to be chest 93. I think I'm going to do maybe 10 chests as chest 98. Cheeky range level on Arim. And it's going to be chest 100. So I seem to be going on this dry streak. We did it last episode as well. I'm sort of questioning if I can sustain the supplies at Barrows. I've done 12 chests. I think I'm gonna call it there for the day. We're not getting anything. I'm not even getting enough blood runes to continue using Windwave. So I did Hobgoblins on my way home from work before we did the Barrows. We got blue dragons. It's our first dragon task. So I'm just getting set up to do this on my way to work tomorrow. I just sort of want to test out to see, is it actually feasible, or should we switch to magic? To be fair, I'm using bronze arrows, and this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think just as a safety precaution, I'll mark the spots on mobile. This was easier and safer for me to stay alive. So it's been a few days. I'm back at the Barrows. I have not finished the Blue Dragon task. I think 34 out of 66 so far. Yeah, I lost a couple of days playtime, so I figured to try and keep this going, keep this momentum we got from the kills last week. I'm gonna come to Barrows. I feel like I should get something decent and make up for lost time. For those of you wondering, the reason I haven't played is my commute. Basically, door to door is 2 hours. I can either get a bus or I can get 2 trains. So depending on when I leave, I'll either get the train or I'll get the bus. And it's just been a nightmare this week. So Tuesday, trains just fucked. I normally get a connection halfway through, but we had to go back on ourselves to switch tracks, to then go past where I'd switch, to switch again and come back to get my actual connection. It was just chaos, absolute chaos. It was packed, so I couldn't really sit there and play. That was, as I said, Tuesday. Then Wednesday, I got the bus back, and it was just chaos. It was more busy or more crowded than the train was, and to make things worse, we normally come off this motorway or highway onto a roundabout, and then it takes us into the town I live in. We normally sit there for about 5 minutes, but we sat there for 45, and as we're getting into my town, it's a very narrow single file road. I can't think what they're fucking called. Anyway, there's been a crash, 3-car collision, and they've shut the road that we would normally go through, so we had to turn around and go back to the station. And long story short, my 2-hour commute become 3.5. And then Thursday, which is when this is being recorded, I did actually play, as you can see, obviously. But they shut the high street or town, if you like, because of Christmas lights. So we had to get a different bus. We had to actually stop, and we basically just had to switch. And it just didn't turn up. It wasn't there. It was fucking 40 minutes late. It's just been an absolute nightmare. So my bond is expiring in 48 hours, and I need to get some money together. We had some really good momentum last week with the kills. I'm hoping we can take this over to Barrows and, you know, avoid a day or two in free to play. There was another comment which I'm struggling to find now. Basically, he asked how we'd been getting bonds. I think he was new to the series, so big welcome. That actually made me curious, because obviously we've been pay to play since Sailing's come out, and all of my money makers in free to play are drastically down. None of them are a third of what they were. Crafting was getting about 350k an hour, cooking 200, cowhide 250, and now all three of those methods are capping at like 130. So I'm a little bit skeptical and slightly nervous about going back to free to play. I think so. Basically, if we get an Arim's top or bottom, oh what the fuck, then we should be fine and we can avoid it. However, if we do not, I don't know how we're going to get that bond quickly. And I am going to save you guys from the repetitive chests. I said this last week, I'm only going to put the items in. I am putting a couple in this week just because of losing that time. And if you want to see me attempt any or a specific boss or PVM, please let me know in the comments below. I am toying with attempting the KBD and the KQ. However, I think I might be slightly too low stat wise, but we'll see. Let me know. Finally, we get something. It's been way too long. In fact, our last chest was 74, and that was Verax Prasad. That's 57 chests dry. And obviously I went for the back-to-back, and I get a nice big slap in the face from Jagex. Fuck you. So sadly, I wasn't able to log in Friday evening in time. Bond expired about 6:30, and I didn't get home or to my girlfriend's till about 7. And I did have a little play on my commute. However, it was pointless. The connection was so bad, I couldn't well, I didn't feel comfortable doing Barrows, and I logged off. I knew I still had membership, I just wasn't sure how long for, and yeah, it ran out. So I've basically sold off everything in the loot tab, and I've got an offer in there of 10.5 just on the off chance it does buy. I've been cooking lobsters to get a bit more extra cash, and I've started high alking. I think I'm going to do this. This is Saturday morning at this point, so I think I'm just going to do this for the day. I don't have anything else to do, so yeah, I'm probably just going to play Runescape and cook and high alk. Obviously there's limits of, I believe it's 70, so I'm going to alk as much as I can, and whilst my limits are on cooldown, I will cook. So for the stat nerds, basically every 10 is going to be about 5k profit. That's on the room legs, and every other stack, it varies from 3 to 7,500 per stack at 10. Basically I'm just spending all of my day high alking every 4 hours and then cooking in between. I have since removed the offer of the bond, and I've basically put offers in for enough to keep me going this weekend, and I've bought 10,000 raw lobsters, which I'm just going to cook. That's going to get us 90 cooking, and I reckon that will get us the bond. I don't think we're going to need to sell anything else. Yeah, I can't see us needing to do any more than that. And this is going to be 70 magic, and I think that's where I'm going to end the video for now. Apologies I let the membership expire. Again, once more, big thank you for everyone that subscribed. Really think we can smash 100 before the end of December. We are well on track. Yeah, please share it with somebody, subscribe, all that fucking awesome cool shit you guys have been doing, and I'll see you next week.